Hey guys, Horace here, and today I'm back with another video. I'm going to be showing you how to make forests over a large piece of terrain with just a few trees. Now, if you create your own trees, that's fantastic. I personally use a tree pack. This is not a tree tutorial or a terrain tutorial or anything like that. This is just showing you how to make large sections of forest in a very short amount of time with it looking really, really aesthetic. So first what we're going to do is we're going to get a hoe, axe, diamond, whatever. I'm just going to get a hoe because that's just my favorite tool to use. I'm going to make a selection for my first position, go down, and then make a second position. If I did walls, then you could see the selection I made that encapsulates this entire tree. I just got, stumbled over my words a little bit. Of course, we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and copy this tree. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we select and create our brush. So we're going to do /br, copy, paste. And then what we're going to do is we're going to /copy. That will automatically copy the tree. And when I click the brush, or should I say right click the brush, it's going to paste right where I pasted it. So if I want the tree right here, I'm going to paste it right there because that's where I copied it from. See where I copied it from? Every time I click that, so if I want it on that, I do that. So that's a very simple to make sure you understand how the brush is going to work. So now many people, when they're working with small terrains, they'll do not a mistake, but how they'll do it is they'll just paste some trees around, and that looks fine on some level. If it's a small bit of terrain, then it looks okay. But the common mistake that people do is when they're working with really, really large terrains, what they'll do is they will just absolutely spam the heck out of these trees, right? And now that looks fine, and on some level it is, but you can really tell that these are very copy and pasted. I mean, you have some really, this one pokes out a lot, and then it pokes out there and there and there, and you can really feel the copy and paste. You want these trees to feel more natural. And stuff like that. So what you're going to want to do is what I personally do is I do rotate 90. And what that's going to do is that when you're looking at these trees, so let's go over here onto this over here. So let's do that, rotate 90 and do that. Okay. So basically what you're looking at is it looks like two different trees. I mean, the leaf patterns are different and everything like that. And it makes it feel a little bit new and refreshing, and it doesn't look super, super copy and pasted. So what I would do is I'd make a thing, and then I use LobbyMod. You can use Badlion or Lunar Client for this, along with some other clients and stuff, but those are the only three that I personally can recommend to you. But basically, instead of having to do rotate 90 every single time, what I do is I go place each tree once around the map, and then what I'll do is I'll do / rotate, and then I'll paste that a few more times, making sure that they're super, super spread, and then I'll do that once more, and then like that, and then once more. That's 4 times. That means every single tree you'll see on one side is going to be completely different. If you look at it on this side, it's going to be all pretty much completely different, and if they are if they are the exact same, it's going to be too far away to really be able to point to, oh, that tree and that tree are the same, because they're just too far apart. And that's how you can provide yourself with a larger forest with just a single tree. Now if you do that with some more trees, the effect just continues to grow and grow. And then like this, and boom, boom, and boom. Generally, I like using 3 for a large area. It just gives a little bit of a insurity that I'm not going to be basically using the same one. Now, I really personally like using trees that have different heights, especially ones that have such a height difference. Like this one is very high, that one's a little shorter, and that one's really short. And that way you're going to get lots of different variations in your trees. I think people who make all their trees all the same height are kind of shooting themselves in the foot. So make sure your trees are different heights, because that's going to increase the randomness of it. Now, of course, I'm going to use an entirely a different tree on this one. Now, because this one's so tall, I'm going to show you a problem that a lot of people do, and they just don't know how to necessarily fix it. So I need to actually get the example right. Okay, so right here. So if you were to place this tree, now it's floating. So one, you either have to build the train up to it, or you have to build the tree down. And then it does work, but after a few hundred trees placed, you don't want to have to do that. So one thing that I personally do is I will make the selection of the tree, /1 and /2, respectively, and I will paste up a little high on the tree. Sometimes it's 2 blocks, sometimes it's 3 blocks. And what this will do is it will automatically sit the tree very deep into the train, and it looks like it's going into the train. The roots are going into the train. And now if I try to do that same thing, now of course sometimes your train is just going to be too tall, so make sure to, continue to paste up and up so that that doesn't happen, but it allates a lot of the problem. So even if you did accidentally paste that, it doesn't look as bad. Now it still looks bad, but it doesn't look as bad. So, when you're going into these, you're never going to have an issue with, getting close to these terrains and accidentally pasting just a little bit up. Sometimes you do, and you want to just undo that. And that's as simple as it gets. It's really, really useful to know. It's something I didn't know about for a very, very long time and stuff like that. So basically we're going to go along the same idea. We're going to, rotate it times 90. Boom, boom, boom. Place 3 or 4. Sometimes I place 4. Sometimes I place 3. It really, sometimes you just want to mix it up, and there's really nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I place 5. I don't know. Sometimes I get lazy. But of course, the fewer you have, the better it is. But of course, sometimes you just have to save time, and that's just how it is. So as you can see, this forest within just a short amount of time is already going to start filling up. I'm going to go select another tree. And of course, the bigger the tree is, the easier this is because of the fact that, of course, it covers more area and stuff like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get a little lazy here just because I don't want to bore you guys too much. And of course, now I'm going to just continue this pattern and then show you the end product. Now with the forest done, you can really see the density of this forest. And of course, when you're making your own world, you can make the forest as dense as you want, whether that be on the light side of the density or not. And that really gives you a good option, but this allows you to make really large forests with a fairly little tree pack. I wouldn't suggest just having 3 types of trees. I would highly suggest having more. That's why I personally, when you make a tree, you want to save that tree for a later date. So don't just build the tree on the world that you're working on and then forget it, leave it behind, sell it, whatever you want to do with it, save it. Tree packs are one of the most useful things in the world. Now, I personally only chose 3 trees, but the amount of trees that I have is actually a lot. And of course, some of it is locked behind an NDA, and so I can only use it for some companies. But having a personal tree pack is great. Now, of course, this is not my tree pack. I am not claiming it as mine. I will link it down in the description down below if you are looking for this tree pack, and so that you can use this. It has a very wide range of trees and a wide range of just pine trees like this, so you can pretty much copy this forest. Of course, I changed the leaves to be oak because I like the color of oak, but most of the time they'll be spruce when it comes to pine trees and stuff like that, but I think it's just a little too blue, and I like the green look, so that's just my personal preference. Of course, you can go with whatever you want. This is just the foundational stuff that you need to know to start creating your own awesome forests. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you would, please like if you liked the video. It really does help me out, and it's free. Subscribe. I am at over 1,000 subscribers, and I'm definitely trying to continue to grow. If you think someone else will enjoy this content, please go tell them, see if they would like it. And anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. My Discord is down in the description below if you want to talk, and I'll see you later. Peace.